Howdy, y'all! Welcome to our kitchen. Today, we're whipping up a Southern classic, collard greens. This dish holds a special place in the heart of Southern cuisine, steeped in tradition and bursting with flavor. Whether it's a Sunday dinner or a family reunion, these collard greens are the perfect side dish to complement any meal. They bring people together over a shared love of good food and good company. So grab your apron and let's get cooking. Before we start, make sure you've got all the ingredients ready. Now here's what you will need for this Southern delicacy. First and foremost, the star of the show, 2 bunches of fresh collard greens. You'll also need 1 pound of smoked ham hocks to give our dish that deep smoky flavor. Moving on, we'll need 4 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. 1 large onion diced will provide a sweet counterpoint. For a tangy kick, we'll add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And to balance out that tang, we'll need 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now let's talk about seasoning. We'll need 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and for those who like a little heat, a squirt or 2 of hot sauce. Remember, the best dishes come from the freshest ingredients. So, choose your ingredients wisely. Now that we have everything, it's time to start cooking. First off, we need to prepare our collard greens. Now, you may have heard tales of these leafy greens being tough or bitter, but with proper preparation, they can be transformed into a tender, flavorful delight. Let's start by washing the greens. Collard greens are notorious for hanging onto dirt and grit, so it's important to wash them thoroughly. Fill your sink or a large bowl with cold water and submerge the greens. Swish them around to loosen any dirt, then lift them out of the water, leaving the dirt behind. You might need to repeat this process a few times until the water runs clear. Next, we're going to remove the stems. The stems of collard greens are quite tough and not very pleasant to eat. To remove them, simply fold each leaf in half along the stem, then tear or cut away the stem. Now that we have our destemmed leaves, it's time to chop them up. Stack a few leaves on top of each other, roll them up like a cigar, and then cut across the roll to create thin ribbons. These bite-sized pieces will cook down into a soft, succulent side dish that's just bursting with flavor. With our greens prepared, we're ready to move on to the next step. Now let's get these greens cooking. First things first, we're going to sauté our finely chopped onion in a large pot over medium heat. We want to give it a good stir until it's beautifully golden and aromatic. This should take around 5 minutes. Then, we're going to add in our minced garlic. We'll only need to sauté this for about a minute. The key here is to stir frequently. We don't want any of our flavors to burn. Next, we're going to add our ham hocks into the pot. These are going to add a deep, smoky flavor to our greens. We'll let them cook with the onions and garlic for a few minutes, just until they're slightly browned. Now here comes the star of the show, the collard greens. We'll add them to the pot in batches, stirring after each addition to ensure they're all coated with that delicious flavor base we've created. Once all the greens are in, we'll sprinkle in our sugar and pour in our vinegar. This is going to give our greens a beautiful balance of sweet and tangy flavors. Finally, we'll cover our pot, reduce the heat to low, and let our greens simmer. Patience is key here, folks. We'll let them cook for about 2 hours, stirring occasionally until the greens are tender and have soaked up all those wonderful flavors. And there you have it, folks. A pot full of Southern goodness ready to be served. And that's how you make classic Southern collard greens. We started with fresh, vibrant greens, then prepared our other delicious ingredients. We gently simmered everything together, letting those flavors meld into a mouth-watering dish. Now it's your turn to create this Southern staple right in your own kitchen. Remember, the key is in the slow cook and the love you stir in. Thank you for joining us in the kitchen today. Until next time, keep those pots simmering, y'all.